In March of 1999, a combination of counterintelligence and tactical failures led to the shooting down of an F-117 stealth fighter over Serbia. The United States had been conducting airstrikes for several days, operating out of a base in northern Italy, with the stated intent of limiting President Milosevic's ability to make war. Because of bad weather over the Balkans on this particular day, the F-117s took off alone. Ordinarily, they would be accompanied by prowlers, aircraft that were designed to jam and destroy enemy missile and radar systems. The Serbians had spies on the ground in northern Italy, so they were able to inform the Serbians when aircraft were taking off and which aircraft were taking off. So the Serbians knew when the F-17s were coming, and they knew they wouldn't be accompanied by their ordinary anti-radiation counterparts. The F-117s had flown the same route for the last 3 days, and this particular route required them to fly low through valleys, making banking turns which would make them more visible to radar. The Serbian military had also discovered that a Soviet early warning system, when set to its lowest frequency, could in fact detect an F-117 within 15 miles. What they would do is they would combine the information from the spies, use that to know when to turn on their early detection radar, and once the early detection radar was able to find the aircraft, they would then turn on the radar of their anti-aircraft systems to try to get a lock with the missile. On this particular day, the F-117 was picked up by the early warning radar, and Serbian Colonel Zoltan Dani turns on his missile radar. Now, because of Colonel Dani's experience with the American anti-radar systems so far, his rules of engagement that he had written himself said that the missile radar could only be turned on for a short period of time, and it could only be turned on twice. But because the spies had told him that the prowlers weren't flying today, he turned the radar on for a third time after the first two failed to get a lock, and he happened to turn it on at the exact moment that the F-117 opened its bomb bay, exposing its very radar-reflective interior, and the missile system was able to get a lock. 2 missiles were fired. The proximity fuse on the first one malfunctioned and passed over the canopy. The second one detonated nearby and damaged the aircraft so badly that the pilot was forced to eject. The F-117 pilot was successfully rescued by helicopter 8 hours later, and the pilot of the F-117 and the colonel who shot him down became friends later in life. 2 points to make about this video. I know the F-117 is a bomber. They call it the stealth fighter, even though it's not a fighter. I know. Also, calling it Yugoslavia or Serbia for this particular video, I wasn't sure which one to do because it was Yugoslavia again for 2 years, according to Wikipedia. But every source I could find kept calling them Serbians.